with a bad attitude. They can never reach your next magnitude, even if they had to learn the two letters too.
Hello there, this is Benjamin Clementine and listen to iloveradio.com.
Hey, what's up, Toronto? My name's Bosco, and you're listening to iLive Radio.
This is Dwight Drummond from CBC News Toronto, and you're listening to iLive Radio.
Hey, what's going down, man? It's your boy Trix, a.k.a. the Human Jump Off, man. You locked into iLive Radio. They changed the way I listen to radio, man.
Well, y'all listen to iLive Radio. My name is Steve Boyd of Parliament Funkadelic, and we want to thank iLive Radio for keeping the funk alive all over the world, worldwide.
Hello and welcome to the promo for Always Digging. My name is Jeff Skull, aka DJ Scully Funk. Every Sunday afternoon, my partner Gary, aka DJ Gaza Taylor, and I choose a theme and play our favorite songs that fit that theme. Tune in right here every Sunday from noon to 2 on iLive Radio.
Every Friday, take a trip around the world with music from around the globe. Colors of Rhythm with your host DJ Ron John. Fridays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on iLive Radio, iliveradio.com.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody in cyberspace? This is The Groove Show with your boy, the crowd pleaser, DJ Mark Anthony. Don't forget, each and every Saturday afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m., we want to put you in the mood for whatever the night has in store. I'm playing only the best feel-good, party rocking, body-shaking music from funk to soul to reggae to R&B, house to salsa, and much, much more. We call it The Groove each and every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked. It's the crowd pleaser, baby. You know how we do. We'll see you on the air. Peace.
Hey, peace and blessings. This is Lucia D inviting you to join me each and every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. for Honey Drop here on iLive Radio. Journey with me each week as I spin the latest international sounds in new soul, R&B, hip-hop, and a little taste of everything in between. Every show features independent producers from across the globe in the beats beneath, and the 10 sweetest vibes of the week smooth out the night in the 10 Drop. Honey Drop, each and every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, here on iLive Radio. Serving up audible treats like honey, always with a heavy beat drop.
Welcome to iLive Radio. Hi, I'm ODJ, your host from Amalgamation in Sound. Join me every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. where I'll bring you the very best in UK soul, house, broken beat, and everything in between. Remember to join in every Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. for Amalgamation in Sound. See you there.
If you want me, you would try. Now take your time, wasting time. So the patience gonna try.
Can I begin?
Shining with the bangles out. Fuck pushing up in Bentley truck. Only G6, bitch, you know the wheels is up. Praise to my maker, got a Hindu walk. Only rings from my pharaoh, better be can't touch. Gully gang in the slang, fuck a test your luck. When the last time you seen a Hindustani turn? Third world shit for real. From the east end, never be shit. If you sleep, bitch, resilient. Cause I break bread with a billion. Respect for my bloodline, the deceased. And my Benjis over the Gandhi, and now we feast. King that, bring the crown back. The jewels, yeah, you took that, but it's a get back. It's a move, bitch, I chin check every syllable for the street. Yeah, the world blind, but my third eye see the heat. 1, 2, 1, 2, now killers don't talk. Make sure you don't get in our way. 1, 2, 1, 2, my killer don't talk. Make sure you don't. sleep. I'm a Trinidad. Smoke rings, diggy icky team. That my naughty queen. Bomb with a native tongue. That's the California heat. Of course he wanna eat me. Sweet as lychee, but he ain't never cut a headshot from a genie. Like Kujibi, on juicy, on that biggie beat. Shook when they see a deity. We be army deep. Young God, run with Kumaris. New monarchy. You could never live a day they see. Thug Odyssey.
Check 'em out.
1, 2, 1, 2, now killers don't talk. Make sure you don't get in our way. 1, 2, 1, 2, now killers don't talk. Make sure you don't get in our way. Get in our way. Make sure you don't get in our way. Make sure you don't get in our way. Make sure you don't get in our way. Make sure you don't. Like Kujibi, on juicy, on that biggie beat. Shook when they see a deity. We be army deep. Like Kujibi, on juicy, on that biggie beat. Shook when they see a deity. We be army deep.
Live from Toronto, broadcasting to the world.
Tell them get the bottles up and when they play my song, hey!
It's the Lady Pista Show. That's Saturday vibe with international DJ and producer Lady Pista.
Sight up in the club, in the ride, in the
What's up? It's another episode of the Lady Pista Show. We are actually starting 2020. If you guys are happy to be in 2020 where there is a land of opportunities, make some noise. If you are, ready to get your grind on, I want you all to be inspired by tonight. We have a special guest in the house. He is in the building. I'm going to let you know who that is. The Lady Pista Show is all about stories. I really love getting to know an artist or an entrepreneur or a thought leader behind who they really are. So we're going to start off with a segment called Unfiltered, which is from 6 to 7 o'clock. And then we'll go into our top 7 at 7, where I actually feature South Asian talent from all across the globe. So these are people that you've never heard about, but they have talent, and radio is just not playing them. So I thought I'd play that for you guys and bring that up to you. And then we're going to have a segment, which is my mix show to get you ready for that Saturday night. It's all about the good vibes, good energy, good music. Let's start.
The preceding program may contain language not suitable for young audiences. If you are offended by the opinions expressed, please change the dial.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go!
Unfiltered with Lady Pista.
So let's get right into it. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for a guest who's in the building tonight? This man right here, he's been on the radar for some time now. Rolling Stones calls him a force to be reckoned with in hip-hop. The award-winning rapper, director, based out of Toronto, is on the rise to stardom as he, with his debut album, Saviors, winning Best Rap Album and Best Rap Song, and his sophomore project, Trigger Happy Heartbreaks, reaching millions of plays across streaming platforms. He has toured all across the world, been on DJ Booth, Flair, CBC, OK Player, the list goes on. He's released a project called the Mridangam Rap Series. He's gained global notoriety within the South Asian community. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Sean Vincent DePaul. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm honored.
I am so excited to have you on the show because the first time I've heard about you was when you released the song Iconic.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah, that's right. So
right?
The Iconic, I think a lot of people found me through that. It was mostly the video.
Uh-huh.
That was a special moment for me. You know what? I recorded that song was made after the day after my daughter was born.
Okay.
And I shot the video 2 days after, and it just ended up being such a pivotal moment in my career.
So that was 2016?
Yeah, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that video. I'm like, wow, he just has not blinked. What's going on? How does he? That was like a two. How has he not blinked?
That's right. Yeah, that was actually my best friend who shot that video.
Okay.
We did the first take.
Yeah.
And then the second take, before we did the second take, he's like, you shouldn't blink. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. I'm not going to rap 70 bars and not blink.
Yeah.
And then I ended up doing it, and it just ended up being this powerful moment.
Yeah. And I loved it what you spoke about then. But what I want to bring to people's attention is that you've been doing this for a minute now.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are just recognizing who you are now. Mm-hmm. Like, you had the talent, you had the drive, the perseverance throughout your whole entire career, which probably started in the mid 2000s or early 2000s. Yeah. And it's 2020, mm-hmm. and people are like, who's this guy? Like, who's this guy?
I've been at it.
Yeah. So let's take it back, because so you were born in Sri Lanka. That's in right. Jaffna.
Yep.
Your parents. You guys had to kind of break the Civil War, and That's you right. landed in Toronto. Is that correct?
Well, Montreal first.
Okay.
For like a year, and then that's right, and then Toronto.
And then Toronto.
Yeah.
You have 5 siblings.
4 siblings. I'm the youngest. So five total.
5 total, including you, and you're the youngest. Yeah. Okay. So that comes with the pressure on its own. It's gonna be like, this one's the fuck up.
That's right. Or my brothers paved the way for me.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So they took a lot of the beatings for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was different, and it was just it was a different household. It was my household was always like the fun household in amongst all my friends.
Okay.
So everyone used to come to our house. But yeah, it was a trip, a journey, to say the least.
Yeah. So basically, like, walk me through. So you just got out of Sri Lanka, and there's this like war-torn country, mm-hmm. and you're coming into Toronto or Montreal as immigrants, and your parents had a really probably hard life, because my parents are immigrants as well, so I can relate to you.
Of course, yeah.
They work a lot, and at the same time, they don't really have the time to show their kids the affection or the direction that a kid needs at that time.
Yeah.
Right? So how did your upbringing influence the music that you create now? And there was an article that I read as well that said that you literally didn't have like you guys just had a radio playing, right?
Yeah.
And how did you even get attracted to music when you didn't really have art? And when I look at you, I think you're a visual artist.
That's right, yeah.
How does that even come about when you didn't really have art growing up and all of that stuff?
I think in a lot of ways, I think, those conditions, it may seem like you're like deprived of so many things, and in a lot of ways we were, because you're right. I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of immigrant parents, they're working all the time, and like how you said, they might not have the time to always be there physically to show you this affection, but I think in hindsight, those are things you appreciate in hindsight of them, how hard they worked, and that ethic that I always seen my parents have, that rubbed off on me and my brothers. So, like, we're all super hardworking dudes, and that's 100% because of our parents. In terms of just like how that affected like how I became a creative, I think one, I just had like a lot of time to myself, because my parents were working a lot, so it was out of just like boredom and just always, I was always just like had to be doing something. I was always like drawing or making just music out of whatever I can find.
So would you say you were always a creative?
Always.
And you already knew that?
Always.
When did you know that?
Ever since I can remember, I've always been a creative. Yeah, like there's never a point in my life where I can't remember where I wasn't creating. Yeah, and it mostly was visual art when I first started.
Okay.
So I was just drawing all the time. I was writing short stories all the time. Like a lot of influence from like video games. So me and my brothers played a lot of video games, but it wasn't even so much the video games, but I was always drawn to like the art that comes with video games, like character design and even video game music. That all like influenced me so much.
This makes so much sense, because I'm like, how does he? Because I've seen obviously all of your music videos, and I feel like you are a part of every frame.
Yeah.
Like you are actually a part of every frame, and that's crazy because I think a lot of artists, they're not a part of the process.
Yeah.
They're not really, hands down approach to what's being taken. And I feel like you are so a part of the process, and I think it's so intriguing because you kind of remind me of when MIA first started out, where she was just so like, we're like, whoa, this is like a creative version of music.
Yeah.
And so everything that you do.
Yeah. I refer to them as world creators. I think I would be more of a world creator as opposed to a musician.
Right.
So I'm not classically trained in music. Somehow I've made a life out of it. But yeah, I'm not classically trained in music. I can't play an instrument. But yeah, like you mentioned, MIA, like Tyler the Creator, Kanye, Bjork, FKA Twigs, David Bowie. These people all like, they're not just musicians. If you look at the way they dress, they have their own sense of fashion.
Yes.
If you look at like their videos, their hands on, and you know what I mean? It's very tight aesthetic, and you enter this world, their world. And essentially that's what I've been doing all this time, is like brick by brick building this world. And then like finally people are like coming into this world.
How long did it take you to build that confidence? Because when I see you on screen, I'm like, this is a confident dude. But I believe, is just my belief, I believe that confidence is a skill.
Yes.
I think it's built. So how long did it take you to find yourself in that movement that you are in currently?
I think creatively, I've always been confident. I think in terms of like being personally confident, because, obviously as a brown immigrant, like you could be confident, but our upbringing will break you. It will break you. Like, and you can be as confident as you want, but trust me, when you grow up, when you're the only brown kid in school, it will get to you. As much as you want to say, it doesn't get to me, it will break you. And then
so what was a time in your life, like when you were growing up and you're like, okay, because you were telling me that you actually started up in rap battles.
Yeah.
And that is what kind of brought you to the point where you're like, yo, I can actually do this. I can actually be confident in what I can do.
That's a great example of like, because I was like, I was the super skinny kid, bullied all the time. And I think it's when I found rap and I had a knack for words and just entering like, like this was way before 8 Mile popped off. So this was like rap shit, like, when like gritty rap battles behind schools and shit where it might pop into a fight. But yeah, I just remember like there's this one dude, my first like legit battle was like, there's this one dude that's always just like, he would hear me like beatboxing or some shit in the hallway and he'd always like poke at me like, oh, you think you're a rapper or whatever. And then it ended up being like, we ended up battling at like lunchtime or something. And then I just went off on him, and he had to stop me in the middle of my round. Be like, all right, just chill. And then ever since then, he would look at me different. So he wouldn't look at me as like the scrawny kid anymore. He would be looking at me like, yo, that's a guy you can't fuck with. So his perception of me changed just because of how good I was with words. That's such an interesting thing because it didn't matter what I looked like anymore.
Right.
So that's the power of art, right?
So in that moment, how did that change your trajectory?
Huge, because that just gave me such a boost of like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is all it takes for me to get people's respect. Like, I could do this for days. I'm like, and then it just like, I was obsessed with battling for a while. So like we used to go, because I came from a Catholic school, so we were in uniform.
Yeah.
This is Brampton. And we used to go to like battles to other schools after school, like public schools, and they would clown on us for having uniforms and coming to the rap battles, but we would eat them, and it was just so much fun. Being underestimated was like, I love that. Even now, I still love that.
So the person that you are now, okay, so if you look back to who you were then, because I know there's a lot of South Asian kids that look up to you, and they're like, like, wow, like he's so good. And like when I listen to your music, it's just perfection.
Yeah.
It's really perfection, but there's such an imperfection part in it.
Yeah.
But to the point where you've just like mastered it, and that's years of hard work. That's years of you like putting your craft into it and like experimenting. But to get back to the people or like the kids that are just like, yo, on the street, and they're just like, yo, Sean Vincent de Paul, he's doing his thing. Like, what would you tell them in terms of like the struggle that you've had, because like I don't think a lot of artists talk about the struggle part of it, and like actually finding themselves and being from an immigrant family, and all those memories that you have where it wasn't easy.
No.
You know, like talk to us about the times that it wasn't easy and how you actually like changed that, and mindset wise or whatever it was, like how did you do that?
I think one is just time in terms of skill set. Like I said before, I don't think I'm naturally gifted at music. I'm not a virtuoso by any means, but I will outwork anyone. So I would just, in terms of like rap, like that's probably what I spent most of my life doing is rapping. So like once I set up my own studio or learned to record myself, I would literally like wake up and I'd be in the studio for 12 hours straight. Like only time I would stop is to eat. And I did that for like 10 years. So like once you get to that level, you just become confident in your craft. But yeah, I think that's like the only thing that separates a master from a novice, not only in rap, is time. You know, like some people are intimidated when you look at like a virtuoso on the piano. You're like, I could never do that. You could do that if the only thing that separates you is time. You know, when nobody's born with some particular gift in rapping, especially, you know, it's just a matter of time and putting your energy into it.
So we're in a day and age where like I feel like people just have ADD.
Yeah.
Like it's just like fast results. On to the next. And this time that you're speaking about, even though, well, I can only speak from my experience because it was kind of like I got into music the same time that you did. That's why I can really relate to you. But at that time, we didn't have social media and we didn't have the presence to be online. It was a very private, introverted thing that you can share with the world. So now talking about 2020, where kids are really like in the whole social media world and they feel like they need to always like be on, or like they have to always kind of bring that sense of power towards social media because it could be like a mental health issue as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
How would you kind of differentiate, you know, taking that time or like that 10 years that you've had or a decade that you've had or the time that you've had to actually like create with this world that we're living in now?
Yeah, that's you know what, I'm still navigating it, to be honest.
Yeah,
because I think it's a different world. Like, you know, when we were coming up, people would take like 3-4 years making an album, drop the album, and then like go back into their cave and make another album. I don't think you can afford to do that anymore, especially now. So I think it's a different art, and that's not. I think social media could be used in a good way, just as long as it depends on how you're using it. I think a lot of times, like you're saying, there's mental, like it fucks with your mental health. If you're on social media all the time, your perception of success is so skewed because you're only seeing highlight reels. And like you're saying, like, you know, kids don't consider the time that goes into like the one song that you post up. They're only seeing the highlight reel. And I think it's a different art because now what's interesting that I'm trying to do more is kids are really good at documenting their creation and like allowing the viewer to be part of that creation. Whereas when we were growing up, there's a wall. Like you separate yourself from the world, create, and then you deliver the art. But now there's no wall. Like you know what I mean?
You're just so interactive with them. Like it's like there's like a one step barrier.
Yeah.
There's actually no barrier.
Exactly. Like you're literally on Insta Live making the art and they're watching you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's actually interesting. I think that's dope. I'm actually trying to adapt myself more because I'm super fucking introverted. So like I prefer to lock myself in the studio, perfect my shit, and then put it out. But I feel like now there's something so interesting with what kids are doing, even like TikTok.
Yeah. You
know, TikTok gets all this like flack for like, you know, just kids being kids, I guess. But like, I was just scrolling through it and I'm just like, man, they're doing some really creative shit on this that we don't give them credit for. You know what I mean? I think it's just like this old school mentality being like, oh, the kids are just on TikTok. I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty dope. Like they're doing really creative shit. And like, this is a really, I think there's a positive side to social media that we don't talk about enough. Everything is always just like anti-social media, how it fucks with your mental health. But it's also like, this is a great creative outlet for kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is, and like they're making money out of it. So it's like it depends on how you use it.
It's the perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has fatherhood changed you?
Oh man, it's immensely. It's one, like, not that I like my work ethic wasn't there before, but yeah, now it's like, you know, when you got someone else depending on you, like there's I just feel like I just got to work like 10 times harder. But also I'm like, for me, that's like my biggest fan. I just got to make her proud. Like just in everything that I do, you know, it's just so much. It's part of my legacy now. Like before I had my daughter, it was kind of like I'm more focused on myself and like my legacy. But now it's just like, how is she going to look at me? What when she looks at me, what who does she see? You know, that's so important to me.
So has your music changed? I mean, you had her. When did you have her? In 2016?
Yeah.
Okay. And you did a video with her as well.
That's right. Yeah.
You did a video with her as well. So I think this is really interesting, especially with men. And after they have a child, I think it really changes the way that they look at life.
Yeah.
And you being an artist, how has that not even changed you, but how does that even reflect your music and to everything that you're doing now? Like, I know you have that drive and the perseverance because someone's depending on you, but like, how has that even like matured you as a man?
Well, naturally it would, because I think, you know, you're now practicing different skill sets in terms of just raising a human being. But in terms of my art, I don't think it has affected my art that much, because it's more so like everything surrounding the art. But I don't ever like, I don't second guess me saying something like, I'm just like, is my daughter going to listen? You know what I mean? I never think about that.
Okay. That's what I was getting at, because a lot of people that have kids or, they're just really like skeptical about or overthink what they put out. And I know you put out controversial stuff.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't hide any of that from her.
Yeah.
Like I play her everything. Like we listen to everything. She listens
really
to
good.
swear words, curse words. The thing is that I think a lot of people have this thing where they're like, they don't let their children listen to swearing or songs with cursing. And I'm like, to me, that's fucking absurd. I'm just like,
why do you think that?
Just because it's like, I don't think that it's hiding words from your children is like, they're going to know what the word is eventually, but also why not just have the conversation with them, sit them down and be like, this is what this word is. This is when you can use it. This is when it's not appropriate. This is, you know what I mean? It's, like, we don't want it. It's always an easy thing to like ignore those things with your children when you can just have a conversation. Like by the time your kid is like 4 years old, they're smart enough to know about words and the power of words and what they can and cannot say. You know, so me and my daughter have those conversations all the time. And then I let her know, I'm like, you can say fuck at home. It's fine. You know, if you get frustrated and you want to say fuck shit, cool. Like, you're frustrated, let it out. If you say it at school and you get in trouble, that's on you. You know what I mean? I'm just like.
So, are you teaching her accountability from early on?
Yes, of course. I'm just like, that's exactly it. I'm just like, there's this space you can say that, but another space, I'm telling you can't say that. So if you say that, it's on you, and you got to own up to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those conversations, not only with swearing, but I'm like, I don't want to hide things from her. And you know, people always say, well, let a child be a child. I'm like, just because she swears doesn't mean she's not a child anymore. Do you know what I mean? She's probably going to say fuck and then go play with Pocahontas or whatever, the Frozen dolls, or you know what I mean? It's she'll just have a potty mouth. So what?
Yeah. So growing up, what did or not even growing up, now that you're an adult and you have more of a sense of who you are, what did your parents teach you? What did your mom teach you?
Oh, wow. Ethic for sure. Work ethic. You know what? The one thing that really stood out with my parents taught me is that the sky is the limit. Like, there is always this one story my dad just keeps telling us over and over the fuck again. And it's the Bill Clinton story. When Bill Clinton, when he was in high school, he went to the White House, and then the president at the time, I don't know who it was, asked Bill Clinton, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Bill Clinton said, I want to be the president. And my dad's like, see, he just said it and became it. And it's just like, there's no limit. I'm like, you could do that too. And my parents always instilled, like, it's also the Brown mentality. It's just like, I would be like, expecting them to be proud of something, but they're like, you can take it further than that. There's no reason why you can't be the best at what you do. You know, there's no limit for them.
So was this passed on to all your siblings?
Yeah, all of us, that mentality of like, if you're going to do something, do it like the best you can, but also you should do it, whatever field it is, be the best in the world. Be like, aim to be the best.
Yeah.
You know?
And you were coming up in a time where people weren't, like, there was no brown rappers around that time. No. You were probably one of the few.
Right.
So how did you have the courage to pursue that?
I was just surrounded by like people that were like passionate about it. I don't think when I was first getting into rap, I wasn't really thinking about, am I the only brown rapper? It was just strictly like a competitive thing for me. It was like, I liked being the underdog, to be honest. I like when people look at me and be like, there's no way this guy could so-and-so. I'm like, that like, I use that to my advantage. But yeah, you know, like being the underdog, being underrated, that's all like, it's a blessing in disguise.
Did you know that at that time?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Because a lot of people don't know that at that time.
That's
and they're
right.
just like, why is this happening to me? Like, why do I have to, you know, endure this pain when people literally have a leg up? Like, why do I have to go through X amount of years trying to prove myself to the world?
Yeah.
Right? And I think from what you're saying, you actually knew that this is going to be my leg up. It's me being from a war-torn country, coming to Montreal and then to Toronto to Brampton.
Yeah.
And you just literally just having that drive.
Yeah. But like, you know, another thing is, it's kind of just dealing with the cards you're dealt with. Like, so, you know, you could always be at the bottom of the totem in terms of like our society. So, you know, you could be a person of color trying to compete with someone else in Canadian industry. But and sure, they might have it easier than you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like all the handicaps that are against you, yes, I get it. Like it's wrong in terms of it should be equal playing ground. But at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck. Like it's only we talk about it, but no one is going to like stop what they're doing just to make sure that brown rappers get equal opportunity. No one's going to take time out of their day to do that. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, whatever you feel like is stacked against you, nobody gives a fuck. So it's either you just got to work twice as hard, and that's just what it is, and that's what it is. Just eat the shit and move on. You know, like I don't know. I don't have time.
So you never like take the time to just like you've always been just on like this is what it is. Okay.
No, I do go through. I like
because I think I believe that everybody has dips. You have your really bad days.
I have those dips, like, and it for sure. Like, like there's days I'm just like, yo, if I was so, if I was like this person in LA, though, this song would popped off early, and I'm like, I go through these like moments of like, fuck. But you know, it's always like, the biggest lesson I've learned in all this is the ability to get up, and one of the I have this line.
Yes, we need a clap for that because I think that is the key.
That's the key.
That's the key to growth.
If you can learn to love failure and get up from it, you're going to be okay in any field. And I have this like, there's a song called Radio from my first album. Okay. And there's a line I say that I've fallen so many times, I've made an art out of getting up. And like that's been my favorite line I've ever written. And I'm like, that's exactly what I've done. I've made an art out of getting up. Like I'm expecting.
That
to
just
fall,
gave me chills.
You know,
like literally gave me chills because
like,
I can
I'm
relate.
expecting to fall, and I'm like, but trust I will get up. It might take a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks sometimes, but I will get up. You know? You
had this tweet that ended up on Rolling Stones, India. It's about a piece about toxic masculinity, where you say, and I'm going to quote it, and I'm going to read this off my phone right now. Guys, it's okay to say I love you to your male friends without adding the bro, dude, or man at the end of it. You said you had to unlearn so many ideas of what it meant to be a man. Speak about that.
Well, in so many like elements. One, I grew up.
Well, what mindset were you in when you just like had that tweet moment?
You know,
Twitter is such a personal thing.
Yeah. I was, to be honest, I was had a conversation with my friend about this actually, and I tweeted that and deleted it 3 times.
Okay.
Just because when we're talking in person, I'm comfortable saying those things, but like when you put that on Twitter, there's always going to be someone that's going to come at you for something or read it the wrong way. And I think a lot of times, one, dealing with toxic masculinity in the South Asian community is, we got a lot of work to do. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like things like domestic violence, things like just violence, these things are normalized in our community.
Yeah.
And there's this like perception of what a man has to be in our community. We deal with so much homophobia in our community, and it's just like I'm at the point now where I'm like, I can give a fuck about all those things. I'm like, I know what's right. I don't need to be perceived in a certain way for my men to be like, this is what makes me a man. But it's just unpacking. Also, like picture a household with 5 brothers, just like constantly fighting, constantly like it's that just complete like male energy that you're trying to deal with. But then also navigating rap. It's like rap is extremely like toxic masculinity in rap, homophobia in rap, very prevalent. So like dealing with that, and I'm like, I think the reason why I was hesitant about that tweet is just like, one, how the rap community would read it, 2, how the brown community, specifically brown men, would read it. It's like, it's a tricky thing. And
what allowed you to keep that tweet up? Because you said you deleted it 3 times. So that means you pasted it, pasted it, copied it 3 times. So what allowed you, what was their thought process during that time, and what allowed you to just be like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to put this up there.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I just left it. I may have forgot about it, but I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to leave it. And then when I did leave it, I was like, people did reach out, and people started retweeting it, liking it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fine. I think it's also because when it comes to like my art, I'm fearless. I'm confident. When it comes to speaking on other things outside of art, on social media, I'm still navigating that of like.
Are you piecing together who you are as an individual to who you are as an artist?
Yeah.
Is there a gap or a bridge?
On social media.
On social media. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think there's like this, how much of myself do I share? It's different because with being an artist, you can just put all of your art out there. It's fine. I don't care if people shit on my art. I don't care about all that. But with when you put things out there, because like even putting, I'm hesitant. I don't put a lot of content of me and my daughter out there.
Yeah.
But even putting something like that out there, I'm like, there's gonna be someone that's gonna say something, and I'm like, you can say anything about like my art, but like once it gets to my family, then that will like piss me off. So I'm just like, the hands will be thrown if it gets to like you don't want no one fucking with your family.
But bringing it back to the article, I am so proud of you for doing that, because I think it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery to do that. Because a lot of men, and I tell all my male friends this, I'm like, just because you could like fight doesn't mean you're a man.
That's right.
Like stuff like that makes you a man.
Yeah. Of course.
That's what makes you a man. And like, I think you were at that time, guys are not, and women are not used to seeing like Tamil guys say those things.
That's
They're
right.
like, what, man, you fucking gay?
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
you know
That's
what I mean?
right. This is exactly why.
The man's with a girl, but he's gay.
That's
But
right.
you know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Yes.
It's just, it's not even about that.
This mentality is exactly what I'm talking about in our community.
No.
That's what it is. It's like, that's not you being like that. You know what that is? That's 100% insecurity. It's just when you're
100%.
When you're insecure with yourself, like, and for me, why I was able to say that, it was just self-love. Like, I love myself so much that I'm just like, I can give a fuck what anyone says about what they.
Did you always love yourself?
Yeah, I think I did. I was taught. I was like just brought up that way. My mom did a really good job of making sure that we know.
Yes, moms out there.
No,
yes,
for real. And with Tamil moms, like they're
trust me, I know a lot of them, and my own as well. So I know.
They are the staple of our
they're the epitome, the cornerstone.
The cornerstone of our community.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
let's get into one of your songs.
Okay.
This one we've been actually playing on iLive Radio on the show.
Okay.
And one of my favorites, Mercury.
Yeah.
I love this. I love the video.
Yeah.
You all swagged out while working out in a football field with your top off. I'm like, what's going on here?
You know what? That was a complete rogue video. We just snuck into the stadium and shot that.
Snuck into it. Okay.
Yeah, we just snuck into the stadium and shot that on an iPhone.
Shit.
Yeah, but it worked out.
So let's get into Mercury with Vincent de Paul. If you guys are listening to us right now, 6:40 in Toronto. It's raining outside, but we're gonna bring you some Mercury right now to keep you like comfortable and warm. So it goes a little something like this here on iLive Radio.
Yeah. Today you love me, tomorrow you say fuck it. You kicking rocks now, I'm feeling suffocated. We want the fire, but not the hell that comes with the type of love that we getting lost in. Face it, how many times you gon' boomerang with that anger? Holding on to shit so you can use it when we lose it. Looping back around to open up the wounds that we done sewed up. How come you always dump up the outcome? Now come to think about it, you was always tripping. Egos been collided and neither of us would listen. Even when we lied there and cried about our infliction. Said we'd ride it to the end, but we died up in this collision. Shit is more than any ordinary scenario, and I've been sober rarely, overbearing and holding on to grudges momentary. Lapse of judgment got me enclosed already, so the very reason that we came for, we paying for.
That was Mercury by Sean Vincent de Paul. We are live on air on iLive Radio on the Lady Pista Show. We have him in the building. We're having some serious talk right now. We're getting to know who he really is, because I'm like, nobody knows who this man is. Like, we need to know.
Deep dive. I like
we need to know who this creative genius is, because like you put out these videos and nobody knows who you are to the core level. So I'm glad you shared everything that you shared. We talked about everything. We talked about family. We talked about a little bit about spirituality and his background, and we're going to touch base right now about the music that he's releasing. I'm so excited for this, 2020. Yes. You have an album called Aya.
Yes, right.
With Yasin.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, this is the collab album.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
So me and Janssen have been working on this. This is, so we had our first song we put out like 2 years ago, called Slow Love. And then this summer we started the Mirthingam rap session.
Which blew up.
So like that.
Did you know it was going to blow up?
A part of me, yeah.
Okay.
I knew it would go viral, but not this quickly. Like it escalated really fast. By the time we got to like episode 4, like India had already caught wave of it. I'm like, okay, this is actually blowing up. And then so since that, we're just like in the middle of that. Because we've always said we want to work on like music, but then because of that, we're like, you know what? It just makes sense we give the people like a full-blown collab album. And it's called Aya. It'll be out at the end of March, early April. We put out the first single yesterday called Want You. Super excited. It's Janssen is he does all the production on the album.
Okay.
But he's a monster. He's just one of those. I feel like we've always looked up to like A.R. Rahman and mostly just him in terms of being like the godfather of our sound.
Yeah.
He's like our Mozart, and I feel like Janssen has that potential to be that guy of like he is.
That's real. That's real coming from you.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just like I'm like there's somebody like he's so good at pulling influence from both worlds, like from our world, the South Asian community, and then fusing it with like what's going on in contemporary R&B hip hop.
Right.
And I'm like, I know there's people doing it, but like doing it on his level, I'm like, so I'm just for this album, I'm like insanely excited for people.
So you dropped a song just yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah. Tell us what's that song about?
So Want You, it was I think it was this wasn't my pick to put this song out first, but Janssen convinced me. He's like, yo, trust me, people are not going to expect this. And he was right, because like when we dropped this, it was like mostly me singing. I'm not even really rapping on it.
Yeah.
And it's like a slow, sexy song. And I'm like, let's give people what they wouldn't expect, because I think people were expecting like some more hype shit. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is good. Let's give them this first, but then the next single are gonna give you that.
Yeah.
But it's just a super slow vibe. sexy.
You
song.
have like the video. I was kind of confused about the video. Why did you guys choose that?
That was just like a, you know,
like
what?
it's from the, it's like 50s, 50s, right? 50s film song.
That I'm playing with right now for this album is just like an ode to like vintage classic like South Asian cinema. I've always loved that aesthetic.
Yes.
Even like I was just studying like posters from that era. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is so dope. Even just revisiting that era. It's like, and you know, a lot of times it's not like now. They were shooting on film, so they were capturing these moments. Like we weren't thinking about it. Probably still not, but like, you know, a lot of times they had like one take to do a lot of these elaborate dance scenes, you know, with like all the choreo. Like I'm just like, wow, this is crazy that they pulled this off, and they're just so just the aesthetic. So that's what inspired the aesthetic behind this whole album. This early. Like,
so when is that release?
The album itself?
Yeah.
The album will be probably late March.
Okay, and then you also have an event coming up on January 18th.
Yeah, I got a show on Brampton.
Okay.
At the
Your
Rose.
hometown.
Hometown, yeah. I haven't been back to Brampton in
So that's gonna be something for you.
Yeah,
you're gonna feel all sorts of things.
It'll be very nostalgic. It'll be super nostalgic for me. So I'm like, yeah, it's old stomping grounds. You know, that's where I cut my teeth. That's where I learned to rap. That's where I like fell in love with rap. I had like a group there. But yeah, it'll be fun just to go back and just touch down.
So where can your fans? They can get your stuff online, or
yeah, it should be in my Instagram. There's a link to the tickets. It's at the Rose Studio 2, January 18th. But yeah, come through. It should be fun. I'm gonna debut a bunch of new shit from the album.
Yeah.
For my upcoming album and a bunch of stuff with the collab album.
So what can we expect from you for 2020 of like what you've done throughout the years, and how is this going to be different?
I've been kind of like preparing for this year for the last 3 years, to be honest. I've been working on my third album, Made in Jaffna, which drops summer. Been working on that for the last almost 3 years. So I have a collab album with Janssen. Then we have, this is exclusive.
Only on the Lady Pista Show. Get it.
We are going to be announcing our India tour.
Okay.
So we're going to go on to tour in India, February 8th. We leave.
Do you know what cities?
Yeah, we're going to Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, Kolkata. So I'm super excited. I think we kick off at the VH1 Supersonic Festival.
Sick.
Yeah, so we're like, I'm stoked because just like the love that India has been showing us has been crazy. So I'm like to touch down and like actually, you know.
Yeah. A lot of our fans are from India as well. So I hope they hear this message because I want them to come see you and support. And like,
please do.
And you know, you can follow him on Sean.Vincent. Paul. We got a lot of dots in there. But I'm so excited to see where you're going to go. Cause like, you know, we talk about the it factor in an artist. You have it.
Oh, thank
you. You have it, my friend.
I super appreciate that.
No, you have it. You've always had it. It's just that people didn't recognize it till now.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe it's all about timing.
Yeah. Me too.
And, you know, everything that's happened in your life is brought you to this point to share your story.
Yeah.
And I always believe that, you know, whatever you're doing in life, whether you are an artist or you're just, you know, you're a mom or you're a teacher or, you know, anything that you do, it's a story about your life.
Yeah.
And this show really, this unfiltered segment, I wanted to actually embrace the artists that come down to this building and to this show, and in turn share their stories, and in turn actually like, you know, like inspire people to be like, you have a voice.
Yeah.
And I think that voice and why that message on Twitter, I was like, whoa, it's so dope, because I think all of us need to do more of that.
Yeah, 100%.
And it takes a lot of courage, and it took you like how long to even put together that message like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of you. I'm so excited to see what you're going to be doing, you know, for 2020 and onward, because I really do think this is your moment.
Thank you.
And
I'm super honored that this is my first 2020 interview. To kick it off with you is a blessing. It's dope, and I feel like there's like a renaissance happening with the South Asian community within art, and for like us to be a part of it, it's special, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah,
so how I end the show off, 6:50. We're actually live in UK as well. But if you're in Toronto, it's 6:50 p.m. I'm here with Sean Vincent DePaul. We're speaking about everything. But how I end off the show is I ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
And you just—it's like a boom boom pow thing.
This is the hot seat. All right, let's do this.
What did you tell me? You're like, you can ask me anything, right?
All right, let's do it.
It's not even like it's not big questions. It's just like it's simple. It's simple day questions. Right. Simple day questions. Describe your perfect day.
Wake up. Have a coffee. Record. Spend day with my daughter. Then probably listen to some music and watch a really good movie. I'm a simple man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You want to elaborate on that?
No,
you're a simple man.
Yeah, I have a lot of perfect days.
Oh, I love that. When was the last time you cried, and how did you feel after that?
I cry a lot. I probably cried like yesterday. What did I cry? You know what?
Happy crying or sad crying?
The last time I cried was a happy cry. It was a happy cry. I think you just mentioned something about like it being my moment, and I think the other day I was just like I had this like realization. I'm like this outer body like realization. I'm like, you know what? It is my moment. I'm like, what you're referring to like really struck a chord. What you were just talking about, it struck a chord because you're right. It's like all these things that we do in life kind of lead you to this moment. And I'm like, I feel like everything that I've been doing has led me to this year, to this moment. And I'm like, I'm so grateful to God that like gratitude, just like, I'm like, thank you. It was like tears of gratitude of just like this. I have a very like blessed life, and I was just thankful for it. So it was good tears.
It was good tears.
It was good tears. Yeah.
Last question, and then I'm going to let you off the hook.
Okay.
What brings you hope?
The youth. I feel like our generation and the generation before us kind of fucked the world up in so many ways. You know, in just the way that we structure the world in terms of how we treat the earth, the way that we treat each other. And I feel like, man, like we have left a shitstorm for the kids. But when I see how they're reacting to it, I'm like it gives me hope. It gives me hope because I'm like, they are fucking persevere. They will persevere. They're resilient and insanely intelligent and smart, and they will figure it out, and that gives me hope. Yeah. The kids are the future.
I respect that. I respect that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of our segment. And we're going to bring you another track. Do you want to introduce this one?
Yeah, this is Want You by myself and Janssen from our collab album Aya, dropping March.
Don't do it now. Aye. Gon' come around my way. No, I can't be the one. No, I can't. Until I do want to. You know I do, I want to, I do want you. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Full up, we fell over backwards, rode out the storm. Hold up your hand, never showed up to show you. We both caked under pressure, baby. We both gave in too soon, no, and why we can't do it again, no. We can't do it again. Time's not on our side. Why now are you running? I can't lie, I'm thinking. So tell me that you down. Until I do want to. You know I do, I want to, I do want you. Until I do want to. You know I do, I want to, I do want you. Maybe I don't. Maybe I
can get through. So tell me, baby, that you can feel it too.
Time's not on our side. Why now are you running? I can't lie, I'm thinking. Tell me that you down. Until I do want to. You know I do, I want to, I do want you. Until I do want to. You know I do, I want to, I do want you.
We too fly, so I apologize if you feel appalled. Hot psych, I don't give a fuck up all night high on that sideways up and up. Lay in the fucking cup with us, speak my peace, tell our peace and bite the dust. Piece by piece till we build up an obelisk and leave them behind a couple gods, my baby. Enough where anybody pops in this bitch. All up in your head like Johnny Malkovich. It's that pocket big shit that's mixed with Nate Dogg. So rest in peace, guards, they can't replace y'all. So stick around and watch this visionary work. An orgy with the fortunates, the more the merrier. Yeah, fuck your barriers. We flipping up the bird before we buried in the earth. Yeah, buried in the earth.
Sideways. Hey, this is Emily King, and you're listening to iLive Radio.
fucking done with you.
You're listening to iLive Radio. This is Jay Most. Enjoy.
Welcome to iLive Radio. Hi, I'm ODJ, your host from Amalgamation in Sound. Join me every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. where I'll bring you the very best in UK soul, house, broken beat, and everything in between. Remember to join in every Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. for Amalgamation in Sound. See you there.
I got nothing left for you to suck about. You so wishy-washy when it comes to dirty laundry. You so witchy-washy when you try and iron up my phone. Hey, I've been sitting, sipping, celebrating your good riddance. Never shed a single tear, so let the song cry. Hey, you got to go now, go now. Go on, get your shit, bitch, hit the boat now. Oh, now, I'm so fucking done with you. Fucking done with you. I don't want your ass no more now, way. You got to go now, go now. Go on, get your shit, bitch, hit the boat now. Oh.
You're listening to iLive Radio.
That homegrown talent. Discover the undiscovered. On air, it's the top 7 at 7. Lady Pista.
It's the top 7 at 7 on the Lady Pista Show. If you guys have been joining us only right now, it's 7:02 in Toronto. We just had our special guest, Sean Vincent DePaul, where he spoke about basically everything on our show called Unfiltered. This one is called Top 7 at 7, where we actually feature the top talent across the world. So internationally, I get to handpick them. And not in any specific order. This one is called Tera Swag. I hope I'm saying that right. From A-Slam, featuring HQ Vector. It's produced by actually both of them. DJ A-Slam is a Juno-nominated artist, DJ and producer who mixes top 40 EDM and hip-hop. And HQ Vector, I think he's been doing this for a very long time. He's an urban music artist, filmmaker. He actually produced a song for Gully Boy, the Gully Boy movie actually. So Tera Swag is all about your swag, your vibe. It's about that moment when you first see the person who could be the love of your life. So, we got some love vibe stuff going on. It's actually not even released yet. So they gave us the honor to actually, put this on our show. So I am so excited to debut Tera Swag for you guys here on iLive Radio. This is an exclusive. It airs on February 10th, and it goes a little something like this. Keep it locked.
मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग तेनू चुक ले जाना कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग I could be the one that take you home. Yeah, I know everything you need to know. मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग
I saw her once, but then I saw her again. When I close my eyes, all I see is her eyes. She's a 10. I didn't wanna walk away, but I saw you with your friends. But I always choose you over them. Trips overseas, you know you coming for free.
ever keep you away from me. In my heart is where you will always be. So today I'll walk away, but tomorrow we'll see.
मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग तेनू चुक ले जाना कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग
I could be the one that take you home. Yeah, I know everything you need to know.
मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग मुंडे हो गए मैट कुड़े बैग तेरा स्वैग
That was Athera Swag by DJ A-Slam and HQ Vector. Tell us what you think about this track. I think it's a pretty dope track. We're going to get to our second song of the night. This one is called Nella Prilla by Sophia Akara, Rolex Rosati, and Rebel Pearl. This is a good vibe. I like this vibe because it's all about women empowerment. And, you know, my women in 2020, they're coming out. They're coming out strong, especially the South Asian women. So put us together. This one's Nella Prilla.
You've got the spirit and the power to turn the world upside down. Don't you see the strength in her eyes? Brown girl, you're fire. You're so mysterious, and what they want to know. Enga uru peru keka unakku thekamo. Ayyo kannu thalli po. Avalavu easy illa actually naga nalla pilla.
Coming through. நாங்க பெண்கள் தாண்டா கொஞ்சம் கருப்பு தாண்டா அவள் அகட்டில் இருக்கும் அது அழகு தாண்டா குந்தல் வடிவ பாடா அவள் நடைய பாடா ரெபுலோப்பு நான் கதை சத்திமுர் புட்டிச்ச பொண்ணாம் புறமே என்பது தேவையில்லை எங்க பொட்டிக்கு கூட நேரம் இல்லை சும்மா பெண்களுக்கு கொடுக்கிற சப்போர்ட்டுக்கு எதிரியா இருக்காம கண்ண மூடி கை தட்டிப்பா she got that brown pearl skin though காட்டுங்க பேடோ என்னடா ஐயோ fuck yo உருவு வளைவுகளை பாக்குறதானே வயல் என்னமோ ஓடுது மாமே hey ஓடுது மாமே வயல் என்னமோ ஓடுது மாமே It's Rolex கனவுகள் வெல்ல அவன் இல்ல நீதான் பொறுப்பு கடற்கலர் புள்ள இலைகள் இல்ல bring them something new எல்லாரும் தாண்டி நீயே பாடி சேர்ந்த முன்னுக்கு தடைகளை தாண்டி போட்டு தாக்கி ஊற கிளப்பு குத்து உள்ள கண்ணடிச்சு என்ன தாண்டி சாடிச்சாய் வழியில அடக்கமா உள் கெட்டதெல்லாம் யோசிப்பாய் உன் நெருப்பில ஊரெல்லாம் மெறி உன் சிரிப்பில அச்சம் கோட்டடி அவன் கடுக்கட்டும் அவன் துக்கு பிள்ளை உன் நேர்மையால நீ நல்ல புள்ள நல்ல புள்ள That was Nella Prilla by Sophia Kara and Rolex Rosati and Rebel Pearl. We are locked in on the Lady Pista Show, 7:09 in Toronto. It's a pretty rainy day, but it's 2020, and you know we are all about the good vibes right now. And I'm bringing you all the top talent across the globe. We had Tera Swag, which was a premier music show right now, and then we had
We're going to go on to our third track of the night in no specific order. This one actually released, when did this release? This one actually released yesterday on the Friday. It's called Game Over, and it is by Enzo featuring Indu and Tamil Grime. Game Over. So basically, this one is about, they're trying to take things internationally. They're trying to take over. So let us know what you think about this track. It's a mixture of grime and I would say like hip hop. So let us know what you think about this track. This one's called Game Over.
Listen, unna pole innu morthanum vedi vachadilla and solla mattum naan nirtha maatanilla Tamil rap ku scene kureidam adunala American beat udakilla naanai unakku mattum sutta tamil solla idu thalappu cheidi illa story twist illa vera rules illa run nigga run cops vandal run illa pidichiru run naama neenga sonnadellam saridan enda friends ellam rowdies and gangsters breakdance fighters poliki some bangers ondum seiyala brother engalukku chinna vayasirundu vera un vidi e ni nenachalu mattella ipa pasolla game banu mamma marakada nama king kong sada hey and the pay enemies ipa enda fans enda sound bang set the border bang namma tracks ku arthamilla yamarthu irukka tosi sorry unakku tambulanga ni kurumba kuttu black pola nadikira sanakku adukkenna per machi kuthina vilakku nanu menda pattu summa irundhen nanu ipa enda haters ellarkum kudupen please say konja vilathu please enna soul panna niruthu please say konja madangu illa o mela podu vendi tappu kanakku
London to Swiss ipa sutti cannabis nam pathu potu kurban unda patte korugis idu vadi gang kootani sutti konjam paru ni oda vittu kaattu vanda ungalukku vadi muga mudi kenanyan solli se aresen tamu gaima edithiyo kada potti thaduven studio kulla neduppu panamikku timmidu enna seiya thambi ellam vadi gang power la bitch please nangella mokku jeez unda kallathila irumilla karun keys penda solli potu povan pussy rest in peace enda irangina thambi nanga mokku team nanga ketta pasanga appa chumma idinga vidachana endu vanda kala pidinga appa munne chedikeya ninga maaridinga illa ambulance il kattayama irvinga
It's west side, we bow down to no man. Ride round in full cars, now that's gang. Fly rounds, who's hard, Ant-Man. Got the whole west side on the map, man. See you pussies tryna flex, tryna act bad. See my brothers, we don't play, we let them straps bang. It's like I told you niggas, we bring the west back. You know I roll with killers, you know they all strapped. You know my older niggas, you know they all tapped. Grab a hold of triggers and let the Mac clap. Putting holes in bitches who wanna chat back. Pussy boys be snitching, you man are all rats. Tamil Grime and Indu, you know that real rap. If my guy got issues, blow off your kneecap. All my guys official up on the streets, man. And we ride with pistols and let the ting bang.
Gang எனக்கு கூட பேசுற பழக்கம் இல்ல வார்த்தைகள் சும்மா சீனுக்காக எங்கும் பயன்படுத்துனதல்ல bang எனக்கு துவக்க எடுப்பது பிரச்சனை இல்ல வெடி வச்ச பிறகு கையில் பாவம் சுமத ஆசை சொல்லி சேர்க்குன்னுள்ள இந்த நான் நல்லா வச்சு செய்யறேன் நம்ம சுத்தி இருக்கும் நாத்தைய பாட்டால திறன் உண்மை சொல்லும் போது அச்சமிட்ட இல்ல பொண்ணை என்ன உன்னை பத்தி பாடல நேரா வந்த தருவன் தொடங்குற யுத்தம் கேட்கல உன் சத்தம் வேனுக்குள்ள மூக்கு கூட்டம் எலும்பு தம்மிஞ்சும் சவுண்ட குறைச்சல்ல உண்ட கண்ணுக்குள்ள பையன் நான் காதை பொத்தி தந்ததால வடிக்குது ரத்தம் வெடி இது போய் இல்ல வச்சிருக்க வெடி அது தமிழ் என்ன குறி வைக்கும் துவக்கில்லை அடி என் எதிரிகள் வேறு நம்ம வெடிய கவனி இப்ப திரும்பி ஓட இல்லாட்டி வெடி
That was Game Over by Enzo featuring Indu, Tamil, and Grime. Game Over. Let us know what you guys think about that track that just came out yesterday. And I'm bringing you all the exclusives because that's what I do. I handpick all these artists. And, if I handpick them, they're special because, you're not going to hear the shit on the radio vibes. The radio waves and only on I Live Radio on the Lady Pista Show, you're going to be hearing all of this stuff because it's pretty fire. The next song, I do this thing where I have the pick of the week, where any song that I feel like has great potential and that are going to just rip the airwaves, I'm going to be sharing that with you. Tonight, I have a very, very, very talented artist. She goes by the name of Prit. She is from South London. She actually uses her femininity to empower stereotypes about women in the urban music culture and takes an Eastern meets Western approach to her music. So when I first heard this track, I'm like, yo, this is a crazy, crazy track because she just influences R&B music. And she has such a great tone to her voice, and she actually mixes like Carnatic music at the end. And I thought this is just amazing, and I was actually addicted to the song. The song is called Tunnel Vision. It is a song about being unfaithful, causing a loss of trust. And she actually wrote the song as well due to her experiences, which is I rate artists like that actually can write their own music. So this one is the pick of the week here on the Lady Pista Show, produced by Kiwi on the Wave. He's been doing some amazing things as well, just released 2020, and this one is a banger. And we're playing it live here in Toronto on iLive Radio on the Lady Pista Show. Here we go.
Chest, you text me, ask me why I'm not impressed. You text me, boy, you fucking text me. Drunk text all you want, babe. You know you're in the wrong, but you make amends to change. Being faithful is too hard for you right now. Committing to a girl is too much to ask. Let's say I play it easy, yeah, you're wondering as they tell me that you're coming home late. You text me, and I know what's coming next. I had it with my ex, changed your name to Colorado. Text me, you said it with your chest. You text me, ask me why I'm acting impressed. You text me, my blood is running low and now you gotta go. Is it tunnel vision that I'm feeling? Is it really my fault I'm healing? Baby, can we take a step and realize what we're doing? Is it tunnel vision that I'm feeling? Is it really my fault I'm healing? Baby, can we take a step and realize what we're doing? Crazy how you make me feel like I'm not capable of showing emotion. I'm posting throwbacks of you and me, boy. Tables have turned on me, boy. Mama, she told me you were bad news. Man, I need some fucking booze. Is it tunnel vision that I'm feeling? Is it really my fault I'm healing? Baby, can we take a step and realize what we're doing? Is it tunnel vision that I'm feeling? Is it really my fault I'm healing? Baby, can we take a step and realize what we're
That was Prit with Tunnel Vision. That was the pick of the week. Good vibes, good music. That's some nice R&B vibes from South London songstress Prit. Get at her. She is on Spotify, and you can find her on Instagram as well. The next song that I have for you guys is from one of my favorite artists from London again. He's from Leicester. They are dual. They're like a dual team is what I would actually express them as. They're from Leicester. They are brothers from Indian and Jamaican descent. And when I actually lived in London, I'm like, yo, these guys have it. They have it. And I have to bring them to Toronto and to Canada. So I'm about to play you guys my ultimate favorite track of them with Spraga Benz, featuring Spraga Benz. This is Hype and Fever, Spread Out. Goes a little something like this here on iLive Radio.
When the girl them hear the voice, girl a jump and spread out.
When the girl them hear the voice, girl a jump and spread out.
Original.
Gaga the boat, girl jump and spread out.
That's our style.
When we the mic, girl a jump and spread out.
Okay, done what?
It's up in nice sure. And the Benz in the house.
Oh gosh, some of the girls them a go so hard, oh lord. It's like them a get a reward. See when them a exercise pan the promenade. When some other one them sit down looking like a tubber lord. Healthy body girl them a get the merit and applaud. Look at them in a Chanel and the Chapard. Design cut to fit, yes I hit. Hey, energy charge, no limit to the car. When the girl let me device, girl a jump and spread out. Spraga the boat, girl a jump and spread out. When me hold up on the mic, girl a jump and spread out. It a feel nice when the Benz in the house. When the girl let me device, girl a jump and spread out. Spraga the boat, girl jump and spread out. When me hold up on the mic, girl a jump and spread out. Hype and Fever. The Benz in the house. Jump and spread out. Jump and spread. Jump and spread out. Girl a jump and spread out. Jump and spread out.
Don't do it.
Jump and spread. Jump and spread out.
Watch out.
Jump and spread out. Pepper Squad. Me tell you them at and Pepper bad looking well. I'm pretty like Avnit Patel. Them do the rock sorry and have you in a spell. The girl them in a Bombay all. New Delhi when them roll them belly. I move it like a snake when them move up them hip and them make everything a shake. When them step in the middle and a dominate the place. Sri Lanka to Mumbai, hey. When me say, when the girl let me device, girl a jump and spread out. Spraga the boat, girl a jump and spread out. When me hold up on the mic, girl a jump and spread out. It a feel nice when the Benz in the house. When the girl let me device, girl a jump and spread out. Spraga the boat, girl jump and spread out. When me hold up on the mic, girl a jump and spread out. Party a feel nice when
yo, yeah, sexy Mazala. You know I'm looking for a partner. Make every girl know me want you. So make me see if you are naughty girl inna the da. Sing along and do the la. When we bless it like wadada dang, skibble it dang, skeng dong. Every girl a jump, I spread out and go down.
When the girl let me device, girl a jump and spread out. Spraga the boat, girl a jump and spread out. When me hold up on the mic, girl a jump and spread out. It a feel nice when the Benz in the house. When the girl let me device, girl a jump and spread out. Spraga the boat, girl jump and spread out. When me hold up on the mic, girl a jump and spread out. It a feel nice when the jump and spread out. Jump and spread. Jump and spread out. Girl a jump and spread out. Jump and spread out. Jump and spread. Jump and spread out. Girl a jump and spread out.
That was Spraga Benz and Hype and Fever, Spread Out. This is the tune. Every time I want to go out, I listen to this song. This song is a fucking dope track from Leicester's Hype and Fever on the Lady Pista Show. We are capturing the top 7 at 7 worldwide South Asian talent across the globe. And the next song that I have for you guys is actually one of my favorites. Every time that I actually, like I'm feeling down, I don't even know what to do with my life, I listen to this track because this track brings me to a place where I feel like a bold woman. And if you guys know this song, this one's from Horsepower, Bold Women. And she's just capturing it right here. She's capturing what the epitome of what it feels to be a bold woman. And I feel like as South Asian women, we are all that, and we just need to tap into it. So this one is called Bold Women from Horsepower here on iLive Radio on the Lady Pista Show. Goes a little something like this.
some love. I be running off this bullshit, thought it was a good fit. Hug my heart like a glove, kept me from burning my fingertips. Dealer and ownership, pride myself on big lips. Stay talking shit, courtside top of it. Suicide, flip the bitch, going for a fake and switch. Trying to make the best of it, let me start again. I know I'm inconsiderate, let's just start again. Play my part again. Looking for the real shit, looking for the love shit. Looking for that look into my eyes and feel inside. Oh, looking for the real shit, looking for that love shit. Looking for that look into my eyes and feel inside. Oh shit. I'm a grown woman, I get you hard, wouldn't make you moan, woman, a perfect storm, woman, this is how I'm living, prepare for the mission, let the rose water glisten, it's my mother's tradition to paint pictures of women, Crayola brown. It's alright if you love me, it's alright if you don't, I'm not afraid of you running away, honey, I get the feeling you want. Show me some love. It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you want. I see your heart is leaving. Let me fill up a cup. Let's cheers to that. Bitch, show me some love. It's alright if you love me. Running away, honey, I get the feeling you want. I see your heart is leaving. Let me fill up a cup. Let's cheers to that. Bitch, show me some love.
That was Horsepower with Bold Woman. And now it is 7:28, the next half hour. We're going to be bringing you the vibes. And when I say the vibes, listen, I'm going to be bringing you that, like, I'm going to get you gassed up for that Saturday night. I'm like tongue tied right now because like you guys are going to be experiencing some like crazy vibes right now. I'm going to bring you that South Asian flavor mixed with that dance hall. And I'm so excited. And I am really grateful for my guest, Sean Vincent DePaul, who came through. If you guys have not actually tuned into the show around 6, he was here talking about everything to family, to spirituality, to just some vulnerable shit, man. The dude is the real prize. And he really just shared a lot in that interview because I feel like artists, we don't really know who they are behind the scenes, and the show with the unfiltered segment, which is from 6 to 7, I really wanted to capture that. So we had that, and then we actually had 7 to 7:30. We had internationally artists of the South Asian culture come to you with songs that are fucking dope, to be honest. And I don't know why this shit's not on radio, but they're on my show, and that's all that matters. But what we're going to be doing is, for the next half hour, I'm going to be raising the levels up. We're going to be raising the levels up to get you right for that Saturday vibe. You know what I'm saying? So 7:30 to 8 p.m. iLive Radio. We're going to get it twisted right now to get you ready for that Saturday night. And you know what? You've just been pistol whipped.
Take your time when you push it in on me. No one eyes me, no one nobody see. Make we eye it, carry me in at the tree. In a me, if you broke it in a me. Skin it out like you put it in the air. Me no want me neighbor that ear. Push it in the air. Sit down on the cocky like me sit down on chair. But anima what watch it like a security. Stab it up and grip me neck when you a lick me titty. Make we fuck around the world from city to city. Me pussy fresh, smell good, me have a clean kitty. Tip and a wine slow up me to a pint. Wine in me with every muscle, every joint. Each and we stuck like twins, we conjoined. Me alone you want that's decimal pint. Skin it out like you put it in the air. Me no want me neighbor that ear. Push it in the air. Sit down on the cocky like me sit down on chair. Broke it in a me, if you broke it in a me. Broke if you broke it, if you broke it in a me. Broke it if you broke it, body stuck up in a me. Stuck up in a me, the body stuck up in a me. The wine when me give me to the only one. Body strong and if you big like a Donkey Kong. Him say him love the way me bubble on me tan panny long. Make me talk Chinese like me live Hong Kong. Him say him love it come me do it the best. Shit for the panty fuck me in a the dress. Him come fast like money like a paper me press. Pussy make him obsessed at the wine me possess. Skin it out like you put it in the air. Me no want me neighbor that ear. Push it in the air. Sit down on the cocky like me sit down on chair. Skin it out like you put it in the air. Me no want me neighbor that ear. Push it in the air. Sit down on the cocky like me sit down on chair. Broke it in a me, if you broke it in a me. Broke if you broke it, if you broke it in a me. Broke it if you broke it, body stuck up in a me. Stuck up in a me, the body stuck up in a me.
And guess what? Chicken and beer. And guess what? Guess them up. Yeah. With food and guess them. Alright. Yes. Me can't use, me not use the 87. Don't need the word like just up at the new level. The car of the answer, no can't need the devil. The pass the day, but him a dancing a heaven. We a do the do what we have to do, road a do. But me no know what you a go do. Highway patrol know the code when them see we can't run. No matter stop, we in a gas mode. Yes. Switch it up now. If they a dance, woman them a lead. And if your bad mind not do it, we no need up. On the highway you slow, we a lead up. Big up them all, Phillips, big up Vega. Just code Fridays are the way there. And we got upstairs down there. That's on a side seat in a class up a dance there. Echo make we get up there. Alright,
Hey girl, where you get that body them? So your body fake that everybody say. But you no really matter if a judge a put it there. Or if a doctor Miami put it there. Me just want know so you keep your body fit. And if your body cock up, if you know fi manage it. Some girl body cock up and them turn up like a stick. But you know fi do your body like a when a clock a tick. You fi wine on the baseline. Tell if you wine on the baseline. But if you connect to your waistline, can't turn up in a party. Waste time, better you wine on the baseline. Tell if you wine on the baseline. But if you connect to your waistline, can't turn up in a party. Waste time, when every girl see a move. What a body think. They get put your body by me body just so quick. Me have to rough it up, but me not damage it. Me just pray to God so me can manage it.
Let tomorrow bless you with body, oh baby. Oh. Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Let tomorrow bless you with body, oh baby. Oh, star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Yeah, suck up, baby. Suck up. We are giving lock up. Oh, we are giving baby. Suck up. Oh, when I come through, they know we survive, so they turn up all eyes on me now. So many things we fit to do with your mother, baby. Stop getting plenty money. Now you know what you gotta do. She love for me, show me how to do. No doubt I'm the one for you. I'm the one for the TV every time you do. Your body like Orodo. I'm a yak on your type of polo show. Yeah. Sucker, baby. Sucker. We are different, lock. We are different, baby. Sucker.
Hey, you girl in the tight up skirt, you make me swell till me blood vessel burst. Hey, you girl in the tight up shorts, you speed up 10 more beats to me heart. Hey, you girl in the tight up blouse, every time you pass me, you get me aroused. Hey, you girl in the jeans, look on that, see what me mean? When me go cactus, me can't enjoy myself, me unconscious. Me hide them a pulp out, cause me no stop loss. Girl, you come first, man no stop loss. Hey, so why that I feel print out? Me have to hide it in a me car wet tint out. Jeez, all the wine there, make the whole of Main Street crew go crazy. God damn, you act like the sun and can't done. Every man see you well, want to have fun. Well, to all you look sweet, it hard for me to eat, but me have to give me girlfriend bun. Oh no. Hey, you girl in the tight up skirt, you make me head swell till me blood vessel burst. Hey, you girl in the tight up shirt, you speed up 10 more.
Honestly, if I tell you what you wanna know, love, there ain't another, don't want no other lover. I'll put nothing above you, I kick 'em to the gutter. You try to shake me, wound up loving me crazy now. Look at us lately and tell 'em who's your lady. I never thought you'd be the one, make me shine brighter than the sun. There ain't no ups and downs, no winning outs, you're here right now. If you want me to stay, I'll never leave. If you want me to stay, we'll always be. If you want me to stay, love endlessly. If you want me to stay, and I believe you.
ಚಟ್ಟ ಇದು ತಾಜ್ ಮಹಲ್ ಕೊಡೆಯೊಂದು ತಾಗಿಳಿಯೇ விட்டு துடிக்குது என்ன வெக்கமிட்டு வா வெளியே அடி நீ எங்கே பூ வைத்த பூ எங்கே மழை தண்ணி உசுர கரைக்குதே உசுருள்ள ஒருத்திக்கு தாஜ்மஹால் கட்டி கொடுத்தவரும் நான் தாண்டி அடியே நீ எங்கே கண்ணீரில மழையும் கரைக்குதே அடியே நீ எங்கே கண்ணீரில மழையும் கரைக்குதே சட்டு நனையது தாஜ்மஹால் கொடையொன்னு தாக்கிலியே விட்டு துடிக்குது என்ன வெக்கமிட்டு வா வெளியே அடி நீ எங்கே.
புயலா இடியா மழையா என்னை ஒன்றும் செய்யாதடி ஆனாலும் தன் மௌனம் மட்டும் ஏதோ செய்தடி என ஏதோ செய்தடி காதலிதுதானா சிம்மணி போலே சிதறும் என் நெஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் நீ வந்து நிலவில் முதுகும் பெண்ணின் மனம் என்றும் ரகசியம் தானா கனலிலே நீ சொல்லடி பெண்ணே காதல் இதுதானா
No for do your thing, head and mash up, girl. You know for do your thing, you know take back charge. No for do your thing, head and mash up, girl. You know for do your thing, you know take back charge. You know for do your thing, she come too sexy, spice like New Orleans, yeah. Go and do the thing. And who got the keys to me, be mommy, want slew the thing right now. And I know that you know this, and that body is so big, can't forget. Can someone please call 911? Cause murder she wrote it.
அகரம் புயலா என்னையும் செய்யாதே அடரம் புயலா இடியா மழையா என்னையும் செய்யாதே ஆனாலும் மௌனம் மட்டும் ஏதோ செய்தடி ஏதோ செய்தடி மணி போலே சிதறும் என் நெஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் நீ வந்து
secret for your blow. Heads high, kill them with you know. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Heads high, kill them with you know. Tell them to be a gun set so. Na 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 na. Kill them with you know.
They call me Megatron, just did a telethon. He got my jealous on and I get my jealous on. I fuck him like I miss him. He just came out of prison. Bitches be talking shit, but they ain't got a pot to piss in. My name is Nikki M. I'm in a sticky Benz. That mean it's candy apple red. I'm Barbie, this is Ken. That is a Fendi fact. I'm with 100 max. Oh, this is custom made. Donatella sent me that.
Fill up, baby, fill on me. Pull up if you're feeling lonely. Fill up, baby, fill on me. Pull up if you're feeling lonely. Shot, shot, shots, I'm drinking. It's better when I'm drinking. I tune up when I'm drinking. Rum, rum when I'm shot, shot, shots, I'm drinking. It's better when I'm drinking. I tune up when I'm drinking. Rum, rum when I'm They call me Shorty's a mega con. It ain't about the race either, it's a marathon. Put the squeeze on 'em, go with the bees on 'em.
Louis 13 and it's all on me, nigga. You just bought a shot. Kamikaze, if you think that you gon' knock me off the top. Your wife in the backseat of my brand new foreign car. Don't act like you forgot.
Better have my money.
Like blah 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 blah
Bitch better.
Just in case you never know. Just in case you never know. Oh, oh. Hey, love you, girl. Do you feel the same? I don't wanna play games. No games. You're the only one that can out my flame. Baby, just play it straight. No games. We've been together 6 months now. The most perfect day. You push for us to
American girl, come wine up for me. My Jamaican girls, come wine up for me. I thought that girls, come wine up for me. My Caribbean girls, come buzz up for me. Yo. This love, no one angolo. This love, no one thing, yo. They could play like with the movie, yo. They can play where you go, they play mommy, yo. Mommy, oh, mommy, oh, mommy, oh. Yo, now we go, they play daddy, yo. They live with the baby, I be nanny, yo. See how she fine like a banyo, yeah. There's a day, a day. தமிழ் வார்த்தைகள் 3 லட்சம் நீ கடி கதியே கதியே 2 சொல்லடி குறைந்தபட்சம் வாழ்க்கையில் வெல்லவே take it easy policy வானவில் வாழ்க்கையில் வாலிபன் ஒரு fantasy
This is a bad girl anthem.
Dump on it, get it, just dump on it. Every other day, just dump on it.
Yeah.
Dumb boy, come give it to me. All my Lagos boys, them spend it on me. Jamaican boys, them jam it for me. My American boys, them swag it for me. Yeah.
Mommy, oh, mommy, oh, mommy, oh. Yo, now we go to play that, yo. Tell if you the baby, I be nanny, yo. See how she fine like a banyo. Yeah. Show my palangolo, oh. One, show my what to roll it, oh. Baby, make a day, oh. Come make a show you special love.
Take it easy,
All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the all I wanna do is make the all I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah.
Stop! It's the motherfucking remix!
For the street.
Do is make the all I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, yeah. All I wanna do is make the all I wanna do.
bit out there. A little bit. But y'all gotta twerk a little harder than that. A little harder. Ladies, if you look good tonight, we need to see you break it down. Like this. Bend over to the front, touch your toe, by that line up and down and get low. Bend over to the front, touch your toe, by that line up and down and get low. Bend over to the front, touch your toe, by that line up and down and get low. Bend over to the front, touch your toe, by that line up and down and get low. 3, 6, 9, damn, Second to me one more time. Roll, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. To the window, to the wall, to the wall. To the sweat drop down and fall. To all these females crawl. Ski, 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 ski. Ski, ski, got, I got. Ski, 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 ski. Ski, ski, got, I got.
What the f though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the f though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. You a roughneck, I'm a cutthroat. You a tough guy. That's enough jokes. Then the sun died. The night is young though. The diamond still shine in the rough coat. What the f though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, where the ones go? It's a show. Put you front row. Talking bro. Let your tongue show. Money over and above. That is still my favorite love quote. Put the gun aside. What the for? I sleep with the gun. And she don't snow. What the yo? Where the love go? Trade the ski mask for the muzzle. It's a bloodbath. Where the suns go? It's a Swiss beat. That the drums go. If she's iffy, that the drugs go. If she's simply double cup toast. I got a duffel full of hundos. That the love go. Where's the up, bro? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. Get the though. I don't bluff, bro. I come out the scuffle without a scuffle. Puff, puff, bro. I don't huff, though. Yellow diamonds up close, catch a sunstroke. At your front door, with a gun store. Knock, knock, who's there's how it won't go. Just the jungle, so have the utmost for the nutsos. And we nuts, so what the bro? Where I'm from, bro. We grow up fast, we roll up slow. We throw up gang signs, she throw up dope. Dreadlock, hang time like you don't know. Put the green in the bag like a lawnmower. Hair trigger, pull back like a cornrow. Extra clip in a stash like a console. Listening to Bono, you listen to Darno. What the bro? Where the love go? Swizzy, he the chef. I like my lunch gross. Just look up, bro. Let the studs go. I see the shovel, but where did bro go? To the unknown. Only way he coming back is through his unborn. If you see what's in my bag, think I'm a drug lord. It's empty when I give it back. Now what's the up, bro? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo.
Just touched down in the airport. Track suit and my Air Force. All of my gal them love me. All the wanna say me ugly. She go spot me designer. She want give me the everything I from London, Bond Street. Nothing ever come from China. I mean pop up, me tag them. My new Benz it a mad them. Every day me a swag them. Louis up on me back them. See me not too swim, me not like beach. And me too black, me not like bleach. Phone no stop ring when a night reach. Even your girl want try peace. I see him so me do it. So me do it.
Hey yo, just touched down and out of G5. You know I'm buzzing like a beehive. We still bumping to that C5. Fendi prints pa my knee highs. Body good is some of my them. Fierce pretty me a problem. Everything from Paris, Milan, straight off the runway when I grab them. Platinum plaques in my office. Turned that $1 million office. I don't f with the middleman, low ranks. I'ma only meet with the bosses. Swimming or two, swimming I like beach. Girl, then want me game and I like teach. Ride the good when my man reach. Now your boyfriend want try peace. I see him so we do it.
So me do it. Just touch down like NASA. Nikki, fatta. While you there at your job, your girl giving me a more than Liverpool. Well, bad dog, we no fool. It's a and enough food. You know that redeem the sicky see. Sicky make Nicky see. Me have to represent Brixton. And the bridge and big song. She a boom off mucking at the front seat. Me, she, lead head up feet. Come G's bun, come V, don't come cheap. Stepping at the club, no pump. Leave.
Just touch round at the hot spot. Have a million at the rucksack. Tell Biggie if he like that. But he busy on him WhatsApp. Say a girl want link for the fat. Me say dog just match that. Hey, man I shoot and me never miss anytime girl want. Put that money on the table. Make my friend them live life there too. Me I celebrate, them I celebrate too.